Okay, so wait, she's doing this to try and kill Vader? Oh, he's protecting her! Why'd you drop it? Why? Okay, way to go and one-up Ahsoka! What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben and today I'll be reacting to Kenobi episode 5. Now looking back, I have been really enjoying this show and I think there is some things I'm a little reserved on. I think there's a few mistakes here and there, like the coat scene from the last episode was just not great for me, but the story overall has been very enjoyable. I love that we're getting to see Kenobi go through all of this, and I think Ewan McGregor's just doing a fantastic job. The fight scene with Vader in episode 3 was incredible, just seeing how much terror was in Kenobi's face. And I just love the idea of getting to see that version of Kenobi develop into the Kenobi that we see in A New Hope. One that is basically ready to die and let the future carry on. And I can see that he basically probably gets there from just seeing Leia. He knows that Leia is Luke's sister, he knows that the two of them being together probably is enough confidence, and it gives him enough hope in the next generation to be able to take down the Empire. But I just love how kind of a slow burn it is, just seeing him, because he's still not at the best he is yet. Last episode he got a bit better, he got a bit better fighting in the Force, but he's still not there. So I love how much time they're taking to build him up and actually get him to where he needs to be. Also, I will say I'm really loving Vader's involvement now. I did, at the start, thing was just spiraling a bit and just getting very big for what I thought a Kenobi story would be. But I just love it because I found out that they have brought back James Earl Jones. Hayden is here, so like Anakin from prequels, that's great. Don't know if he's in the suit. He was in one scene, like you saw his face in episode 3, so I don't know if he would be in the suit or not, but I just think it's really cool that they brought back those people for this. But in my mind, it hasn't been that long since I've seen the prequels, but obviously they were made at very different times, so I do love that they brought everyone back, including Organa and Owen actor. It's very clear how much love has gone into this show just from the actors that they brought back, and that I just think is really enjoyable to me. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. Coruscant?
Oh, there you are.
Okay, flashback. This is awesome. What's happening?
Then maybe I stand more of a chance this time. Are you ready?
Okay, this feels so weird seeing them again. Like, I'm just thinking in my mind, it has been like years since these two were like in Star Wars together, because prequel trilogy, and then this. When did this come out? It was fairly recent, right? I mean, Hayden does look older, but I think they've done quite a good job making him look young, but he does look older. Oh wait, was he remembering that? Okay, It's so... Darth Vader is such an interesting character, because he tries to deny the Anakin part of himself so much, yet he's still remembering this, and that was a positive memory.
It is my great honor to be invited aboard, Lord Vader.
I am not interested in civilities.
She's got a privilege of being aboard his ship.
You have done well. Kneel.
Who?
Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, she got a promotion. What's the... Oh, dear. Oh, cool little badge too. Okay, what's going to happen now? She's gotten what she wanted. What will this mean for her? Like, what's this going to mean for the rest of the Inquisitors? Because they are just a nightmare, aren't they? All they do is like they're basically, yeah, I was told that they're basically the perfect embodiment of why the rule of two exists. You know, a bunch of dark side people going against each other, trying to get more power. Now she's got it. What's it going to mean for the other ones? I feel like they're going to try and undermine her at every single turn. Ah, yes, so you've gone back to your base and you have a tracker with you, so all this is just good. There's so many people here, I'm not going to be happy with what happens, am I? They've got a tracker, all these people are going to get just... Oh dear. And they lost a guy, so it's going to be very depressing.
We got her.
Okay, positive, but then remember who you lost.
Right after I saw you, I got into a fight with that scary lady Inquisitor. I'm wanted by the Empire.
Okay, cool, makes sense that you're here, but yeah, you got away alive.
Jedi. It's not easy. This place is a good business opportunity, though.
No, don't take advantage of these people.
We used an old trade route to get them out, but the window's closing. We held it to help you get the kid. We only have a few hours.
Okay, then hurry up. Get going. Stop talking. Move. Ah, here's the Jedi-ness coming in.
We'll do whatever we can to help.
Is he going to sacrifice his mission for the rest of everyone else? Like Kenobi at the start of the show would have just tried to get Leia on board as quickly as possible, not caring about anyone else, but now he actually seems to be wanting to help. He's growing, he's changing. I love this.
If we cannot break them...
It is not them we need to break.
Yeah, he only cares about one of them. Doesn't care about the rest. I really hate that they hacked the droid. It's a cute droid. Why? Can they I want them to fix the droid. Don't kill it. Don't stab it or whatever. Or like fry it. Try and fix it. I think the easiest option would be to just fry it though. Yeah, what is this thing? It's out of buzzsaw. What does it do? How much is this affecting you? Do you really want to like just join it now? Join it or just help? I mean, you can't because you've got to go back to Tatooine. Oh, whoa, that's so many lightsabers. That's how. So at least he knows that that's a sign. They lived, they got through, but they gave up their lightsabers to actually just survive. They are alive. Not all the Jedi are dead and gone. Be happy, please. I love this, just reminiscent, like looking at the robes and everything. It's giving him hope. Okay, it has more things. And everything's shutting down.
It's not her, it's Vader.
She wants us to surrender. We surrender, he'll kill us all.
He's gonna realize that Vader might let them go if he gives himself up. Oh dear. Okay, yay, back to this scene.
Grow too aggressive, Anakin. Be mindful. Jedi's goal is to defend life, not take it.
Okay, good little training practice.
Mercy doesn't defeat an enemy, Master.
I love this. It feels like how they were in the prequels. I miss this. They really capture how Anakin just did not align with the Jedi at all. Far too angry, and his motivation is just not to defend life, but to win.
I understand you're scared. The Empire will attack soon. They're stronger than us, better equipped, better trained.
Really encouraging.
How much time do you need to override the doors?
3-4 hours.
You have one.
Okay, you.
If we defend our position together, then by the time they get inside, we'll be gone.
Okay. That might, I mean, it might, but you're dealing with Reva and Vader. I feel like they're lightsabers. They're going to slash through anything. They have ships. I feel like they could just blow up the thing that's trapping you in, and then they could just keep blasting then. I mean, how thick is the door? Because I still feel like a lightsaber will cut through it. Unless they're not sending Reva and Vader right away, they could just be sending stormtroopers first. Who are in these ships? Please just be stormtroopers. Yeah, they have cannons though, cool. Okay, this they can defend against. This, I'm confident they can defend against this. The cannon though, that gives me questions. What kind of cannon is it? Can it break through metal? Giant bullets. This will be cool, but will this work? How thick is the door? Please say it's thick. Just standing. It is Vader and Reva. I feel like this is going to be them. They're waiting for their leaders. It's such a cool entrance. Yeah, this is Vader. Oh, no, not Vader. She actually has this level of respect now. That's cool. And fast, wow. Okay, not as powerful as I thought. Amazing. They can defend against this. But if she starts using a lightsaber to cut through the door, that wouldn't be great.
We need the hangar roof open.
You've got to take care of the droid. Okay. You've still got a droid in there that you've got to deal with.
Did you try going in the vents to see what's going on?
I'm a little too big to be crawling.
And you have a small one to go in the vents. Go.
I'm going to need a ladder.
Do as she asks. You trust me? I trust her. Get her the ladder.
Excellent. Okay. Can she get through to Lola? I mean, it's been hacked. Can you convince a hacked droid to change? I mean, she can probably just turn it off. Okay, that'll be fine.
Haja, will you keep your eye on her?
I am not a babysitter, Ben.
Oh, come on.
I have to go.
Oh, Organa? Is he contact? Okay. I mean, things are going well. You can report good things. You're with her. You just need to escape the Empire. Maybe Organa can do something as a senator. Maybe you can draw them away. Don't get electrocuted, please.
If he's learned of the children, I don't hear from you soon, I'll head to Tatooine. Owen will need help with the boy.
Okay. Good. Okay, so it's just a recording, so not actually a conversation. Okie dokie. So, yeah, that's a big issue. Do not let Vader learn about the children, because that would be disastrous. But then you also have Luke, who's still on Tatooine, and if Kenobi does not return, that would be dreadful.
Is everything all right?
It will be.
Yeah, still good. This show definitely focuses more on Leia. I feel like you could have had the looming idea of Luke not having protection in the background a bit more. That could have been something, just to balance out the children. It's great that Leia's getting as much focus and development as she's getting. But I feel like Luke definitely needs a bit of a stronger role here. Because it feels like in the first episode, you had the idea of him being alone. Now it's been kind of okay. But now they're bringing it back to, he's going to need to be protected.
14 people died and 6 of them were children. And I couldn't do anything to help them.
There we go, emphasis on the children. That's why she didn't. That's why she turned against the Empire.
So now I do this.
Love her character.
Some things you can't forget, but you can fight to make them better.
Yes, okay, I do love this. They both had very bad pasts, but now, and it's not about forgetting the past, it's about trying to fight to make it better. Love that. The door's doing a very good job at holding.
You got a plan B here?
We're going to have to slow them down. Tell the Inquisitor I want to talk.
Okay. I mean, they should only be after you. Hopefully, I mean, yes, they'll probably try and destroy all these people, but you're far more valuable than all of them at the minute. Then if you open the door, they can get in too. You can open the door. Please don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't let one in. How thick is the door? Can you use it to crush her? You're not opening the door. You can talk through it. Okay, but that probably means it's very thin. Wait, you can talk through the Force? That's
This is you
awesome.
stalling for time. It won't work. Lord Vader will have you at any cost.
Okay, no, she's just speaking.
You mean Anakin? You knew who Vader was.
Yes, very rare thing.
Vader would have kept that hidden.
Yes, he would have.
You're too young to have known him. Unless
Well, that's what?
It doesn't matter where I was.
the night of Order 66, you were a youngling.
Ah, okay, wait, why would she, then why would she still,
That's enough.
He killed the other younglings,
Enough.
but somehow you...
Enough!
Okay, that you hit the truth right there. Then why would she join? Why would she want to be an Inquisitor? Anakin destroyed it all. Why would she want that? Oh, link back to the start. Okay, brought it all back. Okay, so maybe she just buried it, and now she's thinking it back. You just chopped them all down. Wow. How did you escape and live? Did you just want to join?
Thought he was there to help us. I tried to help them, but I couldn't.
There's a really interesting side to her.
I played dead, hid with the bodies, felt them go cold.
Oh, that's dark.
They were the only family I knew.
Okay, then why are you hunting and killing Jedi, though? This just gives me more questions than I mean, yes, it's an answer, but there's just so many questions.
You're hunting him. Let me help you.
Why
What?
would I ever trust you?
Okay, so wait, she's doing this to try and kill Vader?
Do you really want Anakin dead?
Of course not, he wants to try and help him. Interesting.
He was your Padawan.
She does hate you just as much. She's probably not an ally. She's now her third thing. Okay, this has made her a lot separate from everything going on. She now has her own thing happening. She wanted to become Grand Inquisitor so she could hunt Anakin. But I think that obviously doesn't happen. I'm just thinking the character choice. I like to introduce her to hunt Anakin. It makes sense that there would be a Padawan out there that's this vengeful against him. Ah! Yeah, bad. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you know she can't win. And the door is open. Okay, what can you do with this character now? Because now I've just got to think a lot. She is now a sympathetic villain, but would she still have killed Jedi? I thought, yes, she would have. She was with them on Tatooine when they killed the last Jedi that was there before Kenobi. So she happened to kill that one. So she's still not that great, but she definitely has lost herself to the vengeance that she seeks. I'm just trying to decide if she's a good villain or like a sympathetic anti-hero. Now I need time to process this. There's going to be a massacre. Score's good, but how can you get out of this?
Are you listening to me? I feel like you're not listening to me.
Would you stop talking?
No, Dick. Have you not found Lola yet? The droid can probably do a whole lot of damage. Taking out quite a few of them, yes. Don't let the droid die. Oh, there's so many. Okay, the droid's doing great. Don't let the droid die. Oh, no! Don't kill her, please. She feels like a character that you'd introduce to die. She's important for Kenobi, but yes, she's not important for the entire story. Don't kill her, please. I like her. Oh, you killed the droid too. She's surrounded by... you can't get to her. She's not dead yet. She's moving. Don't let the droid fall on her. That wouldn't be great. Oh, he's protecting her. Can she live? Can she survive this? What is your connection to the droid? It feels so sweet and intimate, but we haven't had a lot of information on that. Oh, dear. I mean, how Vader would have blasted shot B if it didn't hit any of the vital stuff? Because it would basically like burn and scab the area, so you wouldn't have like losing a bunch of blood, would you? What? Where did you get that from? No! Wait, just okay. Oh no! Don't die. But okay. Okay, she died. At least she took it into her own hands instead of theirs. But that is sad. Why did they have to kill her? I mean, where'd she get the thermal detonator from? I feel like that's... Why couldn't you have used that to blow them up to begin with? Why'd she have to die?
You close?
Okay, I do like the sounds. He's now lost another one, but hopefully this means instead of like being grief-stricken from it, he'll try and use it to motivate himself to do good.
Tell her to stand down. Kenobi is already ours.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta just think more about the whole Reaver thing now. So, why didn't Vader sense her intentions to begin with and her hatred towards him? Or is he just sensing the hatred that she feels in general?
Admit you are beaten.
Oh, they're both remembering this like past. Is that, yeah, it's the training and it's, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
He expects me to surrender. He knows I'll do everything I can to protect these people.
What can you do? How can you get out of there?
Archer, look out for her, will you?
Okay, passing on the...
Are you gonna fight without a weapon?
There are other ways to fight.
Is he preparing to die? Is this what he's doing? Catching up to A New Hope, where he's just prepared to die, but not at this time.
Seize him.
He's seizing, not good, because they know Vader wants to kill you himself. Oh, she not found this thing yet. Can she, what would she do? She can just push the button, right? Your hand still hasn't processed the whole, like, new Reaver aspect yet. I need time with that.
You're gonna die soon.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
Interesting. So slightly working together a little bit. Giving her a chance to get the vengeance she seeks. But we know it has to fail, so I did...
There are families back there. Children.
Well, all the stormtroopers would still be able to hear you.
We could end this together.
Does she want that, though? I feel like she's very still much angry at you for not being there to help her and save her friends.
He won't see it coming.
Because all he'll see is me.
Good, honestly, good plan. He's filled with rage and vengeance against Kenobi. He would hopefully be blind to what Reaver wants to do to him. But still, it's just Reaver's character is interesting. But I just feel like I don't know how she can fit in the story. You've placed her between Kenobi and Vader, who that rivalry you can't really mess with. You can't add like other characters into it. This is so personal between these two. Adding Reaver to be in there, we know what the outcome will have to be because we know Vader lives. So what can Reaver actually do here? Who does win this fight? It is so cool to see this again, though.
There. Your weapon's gone. It's over.
Doesn't mean he's lost. Use the Force.
Need for victory, Anakin. It blinds you.
Yes, you really should have worked on this a lot beforehand. How can this guy... I'm just not going to think about what Reaver's character and all of that stuff. I'm just going to try and... I'm going to enjoy this. Wait, you got away? Stormtroopers let you do that?
Come on.
She found it yet. You gotta... This thing's going to attack you.
What are you doing?
Red lights! Why does it doesn't go for the buzzsaw? It could do a lot of damage. Turn it off. Okay, you can fix her, yay. So it was just a bolt.
Sorry.
And blue lights, yay.
Much better.
Fix the thing now, please. Everything's coming. Just please, fix the thing.
Got it.
Don't electrocute yourself. Please don't electrocute yourself. Okay, good. Now please get out quickly. Thing's working. Okay, it's coming so close. Please get her out of the vent.
Alright, everybody, run! Come on, let's go!
Why weren't you in the ship just in case? I feel like they should have been in the ship already.
Everything's all set.
Apart from the kid in the vent. Get her out! Okay, she's out. Move. Get on the ship.
Well done.
Where's Tala?
Do this on the ship, please.
Grab who you can. Let's get some transport, people. Move, let's go.
No. Why'd you leave that? No. Organa's message. Luke. Oh, the children. Why'd you drop it? Why? Can Vader learn? I can't learn. He can't learn about it. Is there a way he can learn about it? He shouldn't. What? Getting away? What? What? There's what? It's a rocket. He's what? Okay, way to go and one up Ahsoka. Oh wow. Oh dear. Okay, this is awesome. Oh, they were in the other ship. Oh, what about the pilot in that one? That guy's dead. Who was the pilot in that? That was an awesome scene, just seeing how much Force stuff he used there. Ah!
You're a great warrior, Anakin.
Not a great Jedi.
Until you overcome it, a Padawan you will still be.
You really could never not teach him this stuff, could you? I mean, it just reinforces the idea that Kenobi was not the right master for Anakin and it should have been Qui-Gon. This is what led to it all. Yes, it's a beautiful scene, but it does reinforce that it was just a bad pairing. What's he thinking? What's he... But, yeah, if you're trying to attack him now... Yep, there she is. If you're trying to attack him now, it won't work. He can't be blinded by Kenobi because he's gotten away. In the moment he could have been, but not now. Are you even... Okay, yeah, he is using his hands. I thought he was just doing that with his mind then.
He was wise to use you against me.
Okay, so you really didn't see it coming? I mean, you can't win here. I do feel bad for her, though. You can't win. But what can they do with that character now? Because, I mean, unless they just kill her off, because that seems like the only option here. Vader wouldn't really leave you alive. Oh! Quite cool there, but I would have... You probably should have saved that when the lightsaber was probably closer. He's not even using his own lightsaber against you. He's just walking towards it. Okay, this is insane. I do like this scene. It's showing how powerful... Yeah, and he's just turning it off. It goes... And, yeah. And snaps it. Okay, it really goes to how powerful Vader is that he didn't even try to fight you. Oh, he's just toying with you. This makes Reva look so sad, weak, I guess, because she has been so hurt by Anakin, and now it just is all meaningless. Everything she's tried to do is meaningless. He's not even trying, and she's trying so hard. Like, where can your character go from here? I feel like if they kill you off, what will that do? Because they've set you up for more. It's such a menacing look. I love Vader's design so much. Just getting the memories. Is he going to see this in her mind? Okay. Did you stab the child too? As a child and then she lived?
Did you really believe I did not see it, youngling?
Okay, he was just using it. He was just using her drive and revenge for him to try and seek out Kenobi. He was just using it. Okay, love that she was kind of useless there. Okay, a lot to think about. A lot to think about with that being stabbed twice as a child. And... You alive? What?
Hello, third sister. Revenge does wonders for the will to live, don't you think?
You got stabbed through the chest or stomach, whatever it was.
Was useful. Now it is tiresome.
Okay, still confused. Taking the pin back. Nice.
We will leave you where we found you, in the gutter where you belong.
Okay. So what I'm getting from this, you killed the youngling with the lightsaber. They managed to live. Fair enough. We had Maul live after being cut in half and just clinging to the dark side to keep him alive. But then in the span of this one scene, you had one Padawan live, I guess by clinging to the dark side from the hatred and fear that she had. And then you brought back the Grand Inquisitor from death as well. I mean, like, what does that... And then she got stabbed again. You didn't see her die, so does that mean she's still alive? Is there some way she's going to live through another lightsaber stab? In that case, that'd be like 3 lightsaber stab survivals in the same scene.
Our hyperdrive is down.
Great, why? Why can't this be it? Why can't you just get away? Okay, yep, still living. Is it just a dark side thing where they can just cling to life like this? I feel like it kind of makes so does that mean lightsabers just you shouldn't use against dark side people because they can just live? That just kind of makes lightsabers feel weaker. Are you really living? How can you live through that? You gotta be kidding. She's gonna see the children. She's gonna see the Anakin's... Yeah, I do know now that she didn't realize it was Anakin's child at the start. She didn't realize the connection to Leia. But Great job, Organa. Well done. So now she's going to learn who they actually are and realize about the other one. And even Organa said he was in... Oh, Organa, you said way too much. You said Tatooine and Owen and the other child.
Well, and Tatooine,
Owen.
oh, the boy.
And boy. Okay, great. Well done, Organa. I love you, but why?
What is it?
Tell me you sensed it. But she's alive, so okay, but she's going to be filled with vengeance. And I don't know if I'm meant to feel sympathy for her or not. She still feels like a very strong villain. She's obviously going to go for that and still try and get Anakin.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Vader.
Thank you, Rogan.
Never say it's nothing. It's always something. No, you know it's something. You know it's something. You just can't tell this guy about the whole Luke situation. So good about that emphasis. So yeah, bring the emphasis back to Luke. Okay. Tatooine. Yep, okay. Do like this. Bring it all back. Leia's had her moments, now focus on Luke. Leia's basically safe, you can get her to Organa, that's fine. Now you gotta get back to the other kid. Oh yeah, there's so much emphasis. Okay, so Reva's coming for this now. But Vader doesn't know, so could that take Vader out of the picture then? So it's back to Reva and ending. Okay. So much to think about. Okay, that was a very good episode, just thinking about how much happened. So you have Tala's death, which is really annoying. She feels like the character that you introduced to die, which that was sad, but the writers made her so good and made me not want her to die, and it's just so sad that they did that. But yeah, then I guess big things. Reva and getting to realize what her past is. There was definitely hints and clues to say that she was a Jedi youngling. I think just that, I feel like she shouldn't have been stabbed. She should have maybe got injured and then hid with the bodies and survive. Then you could stab her again here and survive, but having her stabbed twice and still live with those kind of injuries, that is just I don't know, it's probably not that big of a thing, but it's like then Sith aren't immortal. That's the whole point. They strive for immortality, but if they can survive against lightsabers like this, and she's not even a full Sith, so I don't know, I'm probably overthinking it, but I'm not really sure I like that she has survived 2 lightsaber stabs now, and then you immediately follow with the Grand Inquisitor who's managed to survive a lightsaber stab as well. Not that keen on that. Yeah, do like the idea that she was a Jedi youngling. Vader, obviously, that creates the personal connection to him. Explains how she knows who Anakin is. That I love, that's fine. So she survived. So that means probably a few people probably know who Vader is. Because we know that some Jedi, actually, yeah. So we know some Jedi managed to escape. Probably not from the Jedi temples. That does dwindle the number down a whole lot. But I do like this reasoning for why she knows who Vader is. It makes sense. I just think maybe she shouldn't have been stabbed as a child. Maybe just have her injured enough that Vader thinks she's dead, but not so much that she should be dead. Maybe sliced through her at some point and grazed her as she backed away, and then come to the dark side and managed to heal her, but it wasn't so severe that it would have caused death. Then then you can stab her again, but I feel like there's a lot of stabbing for not a lot of dying. Yeah, then thinking of her story, I like that. She's fueled by vengeance, obviously dark side. She's trying to avenge the people that Vader killed, her friends. So she's been trying to hunt Anakin and Vader this whole time, but we now know that Vader didn't know about it, this whole thing. He suspected it all along. And he was just using her to get to Kenobi, which I'm trying to think of what this does for her character. I think her character is well written, but in the context of the show, she does seem weak in comparison to the other stuff going on. The story is between Kenobi and Vader. She is in here. Yes, it makes sense for her to be here with what we know now, but in the grand scheme of things, she doesn't do a lot to them. And I think that's just kind of a shame. She was written well, it's an interesting villain. I would have done her somewhere else where Kenobi isn't there. Have that story play out itself, that you have a youngling that's would have died at Vader's hands, managed to escape, and now wants revenge. That's a cool story. Having her, but then it's basically put that alongside Kenobi, who's always going to win in like, what attention you want to give there. Kenobi will always have a more interesting side of the story when coming with Anakin, so having her be placed alongside that feels like a disservice to her. Yes, it's interesting, but I feel like it could have been done better without Kenobi there. Have Kenobi's story with Vader, but put her somewhere else where her story can have the time to shine, because it's always going to get outshone by Kenobi. But yeah, so Grand Inquisitor lives. She, I'm assuming, lives, so that is bringing back to the whole idea of what is it going to take to actually kill someone in Star Wars now. Because we saw Kenobi, in A New Hope, he went out he faded away, or kind of. He just got one slash through him and he was done. Maul managed to survive being cut in half, so that's fine. But I feel like there's different levels of dark-sidedness. I'm probably overthinking this a lot. I'm just thinking Maul was raised in the dark side, by Palpatine, so he's always in it, born on Dathomir, so all of this stuff, had a huge connection to it, got cut in half and managed to survive through his will and the dark side and his hatred and vengeance and all of this. So that's how he managed to live. As a youngling, I can imagine that she would have gained a lot of fear from the whole Anakin thing, but would it have been enough to give her the dark side ability to survive a stab? I guess a stab isn't as much as being cut in half, but then again, I feel like a lot of those other younglings probably should have lived then as well, if that's the line of reasoning there. I feel like it would have been so much better to maybe have her been grazed, have Anakin think that she's dead, but not actually enough to kill her, and that's how she lives. I feel like having her survive through the dark side now works better, with her being a grown-up and having all of her attempts to hunt Anakin fail. Having her do it as a youngling, I feel like that shouldn't have been a stab. Grand Inquisitor though, that I don't know enough about him to know how much hate or rage he has in him. I know he turned to the Inquisitors because of what Barriss did and his whole thing with the Jedi because he was a Temple Guard, but I just don't know enough about him to understand why he survived lightsaber stabbing, or I don't know, just having it all in like such a short span of time. I don't know why. It feels like it's a disservice to lightsabers. They don't seem that fatal now. Can you just heal them? Can any dark side person heal themselves from a lightsaber injury? But yeah, looking past that now, going on to Kenobi and just what this episode did for him. I do love this, what it did for him in just general. Got a bunch more on his development. I love how the scene where he's looking over the past Jedi stuff. No lines, just looking at the wall. He had one line about the light and the thing that he said. And he looked at the lightsabers and the cloaks. That is an indication that those Jedi are alive and out there. The fight isn't over. The Jedi haven't lost. They are still out there and they are alive. That means the Sith haven't fully won. The Jedi are not extinct. He doesn't have to think like that anymore. And he realizes that there are people out there that will help him. And that means he can still fight to help people. It's such a wonderful scene. And I just love what it does for him. And I love, this episode did a great job continuing his development into the Jedi we know he should be. I think he's still definitely not there yet, because he still was playing around with the idea of Reva killing Vader. I think he probably does know that she wouldn't be able to do it. But then again, is that him trying to get her killed or Vader killed? It's a difficult situation. It's not at the point where he's ready to die at Vader's hands as he would trust his children to defeat him. Yeah, then, okay. Vader's scene with the Force was absolutely insane. Him taking down the ship and just ripping it apart was so awesome. Like, we saw Ahsoka in Clone Wars try and stop Maul from escaping. That was very close, I think, but of course she was torn between trying to save Rex and the whole clones thing coming up against her. So, yep, she was right to get away. I still don't know if she would be able to pull it and try and ground it. I don't know if she would be able to do that. Kind of like the unknowingness of it. But Vader, that was effortless. He just managed to shove it back on the ground. It was a couple of rocket engines. It was a much bigger ship than what Ahsoka did, and it was so effortless. And then he just ripped it apart. It's so cool to see that level of Force power. It's something I did enjoy with the Acolyte. We got to see Chimera use a bunch of very powerful Force stuff, and I think my reservation about that was that we never saw Force users wield stuff that powerful before. And I just want to see more of that. Here, perfect. I love just seeing how powerful it can be. Yes, it's a shame that it's only the bad guys that can do it, but it's still so awesome. And like Vader in this episode was just insane. Just his fight with Reva, again, it was effortless. He was just toying with her. There's no point yet where you get to see him struggle. He is in his peak. I think the only time you see him struggle is in the original trilogy. So I love that there's just all of it. It's just him winning. It is great. As for what happens next, I'm not quite sure what they can do. So you have Reva, who's learned about Luke and probably understands that Leia is also Anakin's child. So that's not great. She's still fueled by her vengeance to get Vader, but I don't understand how she can use Luke and Leia, because he doesn't know about them. So if you try to kill them, it's not going to have an effect on him, because he doesn't know and probably wouldn't care. If he then knows about them, he'll kill Reva. There's not really any chance she can survive that. She might be able to get one of them, but then he'll still have another to turn and use the dark side and replace Palpatine with. It's definitely a plan out of desperation. But so now she knows about the children, so she's obviously going to come for them, and ended with her trying to go for Luke, because he knows that's where Kenobi is going to be headed. And she's just trying to think about her character now. So she knows Vader is Anakin, that's fine, they explain that well. But now she knows about his connection to the children. Barely anyone knew about that. So what do you do with her character after this? Is she going to live? Like, is she meant to be, am I meant to feel bad for her, or is she a full-on villain? Is she a sympathetic villain? I don't quite know at the minute. We know that she had a bad childhood, and because Vader tried to kill her. So that, yeah, that's sympathetic. But then as she's grown up, she became an Inquisitor, and I would assume killed a lot of Jedi along the way to get the trust she needed. That's bad. That's very bad. So that tells me that she is fully with the dark side, and she is just consumed by her desire to get revenge on Anakin. So it's not someone I'd exactly want to root for. Yes, I would have rooted for her as a child because she got killed, but then as she's come back, she's had to do a bunch of dark things and she's not trying to do a nice thing. Yes, ridding the world of Vader would be great, but we know it doesn't happen, and it's still a bad thing, and we know that isn't her place to do it. And now she's going to go after 2 children. So would it be right for Kenobi to kill her to save Luke and Leia, or can they? And if he doesn't, what can you do with her after that? She's an interesting character, but it's just I feel like it's a little aimless on what she can do and what she needs and where the story can go with her. Hopefully it'll get explained in the next episode though, because yeah, we're going into the final now. Still bugs me that the show is so short. I feel like the show should have been either long. I don't like short shows. It doesn't sit right with me. But I do think this should have been swapped with Solo. Solo should have been a show, each episode exploring one of Han's adventures. Kenobi should have been a movie. This feels like it should have been a movie. But yeah, I guess we'll find out what's going to happen in the final episode now. So yay. Okay, first off, I absolutely love what this episode did for Kenobi. It feels like the slow burn is definitely picking up right before the final. He feels like he's getting so much closer to being the Jedi that he should be by A New Hope. He's doing this self-sacrifice thing. He realizes that there is hope in the galaxy, that there are Jedi that are getting away and just living and being happy, and there are people out there that are helping them as well. The whole galaxy isn't against them. He doesn't have to blame himself for ruining everything because he knows the fight is not over. I absolutely love the scene where he's looking at the old lightsabers and cloaks that have been left there by Jedi who are going into their new lives. He's realizing that they may have lost, but there is still people out there. They haven't lost it completely. It's not as bad as he thought it was. It's still bad, but at least it gives him some optimism there from just being alone for 10 years and just dwelling on all his solitary awful thoughts. It feels so hopeful, and just seeing him go through all that stuff and just realize that he isn't as alone as he thought he was, that there are the Jedi still out there. And we also got to see him start getting closer into the Force again, with him noticing stuff at the end with Reva getting the little thingy and learning about the children. So he's sensing that sort of stuff while in a spaceship, so he's opened himself back up, it's coming back in, and he's also getting to see what's going through the minds of Vader as well, seeing how they're both looking back at the fight and the training that they did together. I think the show does such a good way at just showing Kenobi's progression into getting back into the Force, that he did cut himself off a lot, and that to get himself back into it, it's a slow and drawn out process, but it is happening. He's getting there. So I can't wait to see what this will look like in the next episode. And Vader absolutely shone in this episode. He did so much, and it's just amazing what they've done with him here. He is just a powerhouse. He is at his peak right now. He is still young in A New Hope. He's older and like slower, but here he is just toying with literally everyone. Love the line that they threw in that he basically knew that Reva was doing this the entire time, because either that was going to make him look bad in the Force, but this immediately just showed he was in control of the situation the entire time. He was never going to let Reva get to him. He was just using her to get Kenobi. And then even in his fight scene with Reva, where she is capable, he just toyed with her again. I wonder if like Kenobi and Vader are going to get in like another rematch. It doesn't feel like it would make... I don't know if he would still come for him after he got away. I feel like he could, but I feel like the main antagonist now would be Reva. But I just wonder what kind of fight they could have now. Because a full trained lightsaber wielder, Vader just toyed with, which I think is so insane. Like he actually walked up to the spinning blades and caused them to stop with the Force. That is such an awesome scene and display of his power. And then the ship where he just brought it down to the ground. That's such a power move. Feel bad for the pilot. There's got to be someone in that ship that was flying it off. I don't think it was fully empty, but he just brought it down to the ground effortlessly. I mean, Ahsoka put so much strain into the one that she tried to hold in the Clone Wars final. There was no strain in Vader's image whatsoever, and it is shocking. I mean, it reminds me of the Mortis arc where he was just controlling the daughter and the son effortlessly, and now he's doing it again with ships, rocket-powered ships, and he is just stopping them mid-air, slamming them into the ground and ripping them apart. That's that's metal. It's a good thing he wasn't part of the ground invasion, because it wouldn't have lasted long. He would have ripped the door straight off its hinges. I'm really hoping that we get more of Vader now in this time period, because it's such a fun thing to look at. Yes, he is awful, and he's a bad person at the minute. Just seeing that display of power is not something you can get from one of the good guys, because they just don't do it. With Vader, he is unhinged and he is insane, and it's such a cool visualization of what the Force is capable of. Now, Reva definitely got the most in this episode in terms of development and I guess like story stuff. And we learned that she was a youngling from Padawan? Youngling? I think Padawan. No, youngling. I think she was a pure youngling in the time of Order 66, and she was basically killed. The reasoning is weird. We learn from her that she faked her death or played dead and felt the bodies of her friends and loved ones grow cold. Very dark, very justified for where she is now, but we also know that she did get stabbed as well. So if you have a room full of children that all get stabbed, yet one of them manages to live, how so? When they're all brought up in the same environment, it's weird that she was able to cling to the dark side rather easily and used it to get her to live, rather than everyone else doing that as well. All of them would have been equally as afraid, but maybe Reva died slower and felt them die and that added to it, I don't know. It's a weird thing, I feel like it's a little flimsy, but I think overall that in itself isn't that bad. I feel like it would have been better to have her slightly grazed and then play dead thinking Vader killed her. Having it fully stabbed out raises some questions I just don't want to think about. Yeah, then we got to modern day where she's been hunting Vader this entire time, but of course he's known about it the entire time, which I guess is kind of a sad thing for her. I just don't know what I'm meant to think of this character at the minute. I don't know if I'm meant to be sympathetic for her, or if I'm meant to be rooting for her, or if I'm meant to see her as a full-fledged villain. Her beginning is sad and sets up the idea that she's a sympathetic villain, but then she's also trying to go against the main antagonist, which makes her, I guess, an anti-hero in the sense that she is a bad person, yet she's still trying to do the right thing, but it's for a selfish reason. Then I also realise that she is an Inquisitor and would have done a lot of bad things to get to where she is now, so she definitely can't be a hero. Am I meant to be hoping that she gets redeemed in some way? I don't know. Her character is confusing. I think it doesn't contradict itself, it's just I'm not sure what I'm meant to think about her at the minute. Yeah, then we get to her now next non-death, which I think it's weird that she didn't die twice. I mean, to be stabbed by a lightsaber once, okay, well, we have Darth Maul as like the prime example of how he can live through something, but then twice is a bit of a stretch to me. I mean, with Maul, you can kind of give him credit for how much he strived to cling on to life, plus it was him being raised in the dark side. There's a lot of backing to how he managed to survive that. Yes, I think it's still a bit of a stretch, but you can give him the credit for it. He basically refused to die and used his hatred and his training in the dark side to keep himself going. Reva did not have the training in the dark side. She only had the fear in the moment. I feel like it makes more sense for her to survive this one that she's just had rather than her as a child, and just having them both be there. It's a cool mirroring effect where you're seeing them both get stabbed at the same time, but I feel like it's a kind of a disservice to the lethality of a lightsaber. She's not that well trained in the dark side, so I don't get how she's managing to keep herself going. At this rate, anyone who's fearful of someone in a moment they're being killed by a lightsaber, who happens to be force sensitive, should be able to stay alive. It's a weird precedent to set. And then of course you also bring in the Grand Inquisitor, who managed to survive as well. So there's a lot of surviving lightsabers, which I feel it's not a great look. Yeah, I am happy that he's alive though. It just feels like, why kill him off if you're just gonna kill him, bring him back anyway? So that's just an odd thing. I mean, I get it, they probably did it so that they could get Reva to go nuts and get Kenobi and just use her plan against her. So is it trying to say that he faked his death, but it's still stabbing him through the chest? It's a messy thing to think about. I think just summing up my thoughts on that, I just don't like that they've let people survive lightsabers so many times. That I'm not a fan of. There's other ways you could fake someone's death and make it more believable, but to make it with the lightsaber just doesn't work because it's such a lethal thing. But yeah, then of course we see that she has found the little disc that has been dropped and left behind, showing her that Leia and Luke are Anakin's children and telling her exactly where Anakin's son is, which is just perfect. It's so wonderful. I do blame Kenobi a lot for that because it's such an important thing that you'd probably want to destroy the message that's been left on there. Why would you keep it around or even give it to someone else who you can't completely trust to keep it safe? But I think just with her knowing this information, I don't know where her character can go from here. Because, would you let her live with this information? If she does, is she still going to be a villain? And if she isn't, how are you going to redeem her? There's a lot of questions, and I feel like her story would have been better if it wasn't paired with Kenobi's. With Kenobi, she gets lost and drowned in just grandeur that is Kenobi and Anakin's relationship, and I feel like hers would have done better without being tied to his. Still think she's an interesting character, think she's fine, it's a disservice to her when you have all this other stuff going on, and then trying to give her this new thing of information, which I'm going to have to wait and see what happens now. Because she's got this information. The ideal thing would be to kill her off so that she can't spread that and nothing becomes of it, and so Vader still stays in the dark about it. Having the least amount of people know about it is best. I think the only people that know is Organa, Yoda, and Kenobi, and Owen. So only those people know. They are people close to the children and people that you can trust. Reva now knowing is someone completely outside of that who is in the dark side. So it's a very iffy thing. Like, how would you get around it? If she's meant to live, she'd have to be redeemed. If she lives, she's still going to be a villain, and why not? That means the information would get out somehow. But if she dies, that's kind of the best scenario. But at this point, do I want her to die because she's kind of an interesting character that has been hurt, and you kind of want to root for her a little bit for the revenge that she wants for her family and friends. Then again, we know that can't happen because Vader, of course, lives and gets killed by Luke. Not Luke, Palpatine. He gets redeemed by Luke. No, don't. I can't remember who kills him. Palpatine zaps him and he throws him down the thing. He dies from Palpatine. He dies from Palpatine. That's it. Now, I'm just not sure what I meant to think of Reva and what that means with her now knowing this very cute, crucial part of information. Tala, I'm very sad, was killed. It's such a shame, and it's annoying to me because she's definitely the type of character that you introduce to kill off. That was the thing. That's what I noticed right from the start. She is the kind, good character that you want to root for. Doesn't have that much prominence in a story about Kenobi and Vader. She's just the human Imperial soldier. But she has a heart of gold, and then you kill her off to create a good pain and sacrifice moment. So it was very obvious, but it's just annoying, and it was done well. They did capture a lot of just heart in her. I mean, she was a really interesting character, being so high up in the Empire, to throw it all away after seeing a bunch of children get killed. I love that she does blame herself for it, and that she does live with this pain, and it fuels her to fight against it. She's a great character. To kill her off is just such a shame. I mean, it's perfectly fine for the story, it just hurts, because I don't like this trope. It's annoying, and I don't want characters that I love to die. And just looking at the scene itself, it is quite a nice scene. I just think the explosive that she has was kind of brought out of nowhere. I felt like she could have thrown it. There's ways that her death could have been avoided, I guess. Just having her hold the thing feels a bit odd, but I felt like I shouldn't look too much into that, because then I could think that there's other ways around it. But just looking at it's a good scene. It does create a good sacrifice moment. I just wish she didn't die. Then we have Leia, who didn't get to do a lot in this episode. I feel like it's good, but she's getting less to do now. Her half of the story has been done. She's got a lot of development, a lot of great moments, but now I feel like it's going to focus back on Luke, because Leia's basically safe. Drop her off at Organa's house, done. And I think she's had a great sort of ride in this story, but it is Kenobi's story. If you keep it going with her now, I feel like it almost becomes Leia's story, and Kenobi's just there to save her. If she sort of goes back to her dad now, that works well. It's given her plenty of moments, plenty of great stuff for her character. Now, shift the focus to Luke and have it balance out between both children. Then it also reinforces that this is Kenobi's story, and that his position and where he should be is protecting Luke. As for just looking at the story and character development and stuff, I am very invested in this story now. I feel like it definitely spiraled a bit much for me at the beginning, but I'm here for it now. Going into this, I thought it was going to be like a small little thing with Kenobi on Tatooine, looking after Luke. Maybe sand people show up and he protects him from the shadows. That I thought could be fun, and maybe him just learning how to live on after death. But I feel like that still hasn't been, that I'm waiting for to be touched on again, because they didn't do it in this episode, but it has been a continuous thing here. Yeah, then it sort of just exploded and stuff and became huge with Vader and the Empire and all of this, which I'm here for now. I feel like it's great to show how Kenobi gets back to being himself and being the Jedi that we know from A New Hope. And I feel there's not really any other way to do that than having him go against the Empire and look into the people against it. So I think they've done a great job of just developing him from where we left him in Revenge of the Sith to where we meet him again in A New Hope, and I'm very excited to see how his story concludes in the final. But with that, I will say that Reva is a more messy character from this. I just don't know where she's meant to be, what I'm meant to think of her. They've done a lot with her. She's an interesting character, but it's just I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing there. Am I meant to be rooting for her? Am I meant to be hating her? What am I meant to be doing? It just feels ambiguous. I almost think maybe they should have just kept her as a full-on villain that Vader started using. Was it right to add the sympathy for her there with her family dying around her? I don't know, it leaves me with confusing thoughts. I think it can be solved in the next episode, but right now I have no clue what to think about her. Yeah, writing-wise, I do like what this does with canon and lore. It does toe the line a little bit on certain things, like the one thing I'm thinking of is when Kenobi did die in A New Hope, Leia didn't seem that bothered about it. With the relationship they have now, that feels like something she should be very much thinking about, or she should have had a reaction to it. That, to me, in A New Hope, feels like there wasn't a relationship there, but now, of course, we know that there is a relationship there, so why didn't she have a bigger reaction there? But that's something I can afford to overlook, just because the story has gotten me invested and the characters are done rather well. But yeah, I am very happy that it is now going more towards Luke in focus, so because it ended on Luke and they're going to go to Tatooine, all of this stuff. So Kenobi's going back there, Reva's going back there, so they are going to focus back on Luke. very happy with that. So it does feel like it's a more balance between both children. Leia definitely got to have her more focus, like she didn't get in A New Hope. So they feel balanced in general now. Luke got his stuff in with the original trilogy, plus Leia did do stuff there. And now it feels like this show has given Leia the focus, and now has given Luke the sort of equivalent to what Leia got in the original trilogy. In the original trilogy. So very happy with how it is now going back to him. As for what will happen next, I'm honestly not sure. I feel like we'll definitely get more on Kenobi's development, just seeing him get to where he needs to be for A New Hope. So we'll get okay with dying, and I feel like that comes from Leia and Luke, just seeing they are both capable and that they are good, and that he can put trust in them, and they are going to fix the galaxy. And they're not going to become like Anakin. But then you have Reva, which kind of just throws a spanner in the works, and I don't know if I should be questioning stuff, or I should just watch what the final does, because like she now knows about Luke and Leia, so that's just like so it's going to have a confrontation between her and Kenobi. So I'm interested to see what that does. Will that be what sets Kenobi free from the pain of his past? Overall, I did really enjoy this episode. I love what it did for Kenobi. It did so much with Reva, even though I am questioning things still a little bit. And Vader had some absolutely amazing scenes. I love the shift in focus between Leia and Luke, and it now going back to Luke. So overall, this episode was great at just transitioning to the final, and also making it feel like such a good episode. It feels perfect for where it's placed, structurally amazing. I just love what it did with all the characters, and just how it's progressing the story, and just getting Kenobi where he needs to be. I love how much he's doing with the rebellion and just fighting for other people, which is a difficult thing to involve in this story because it's meant to be on Tatooine, but I do love how they've managed to put him stepping off Tatooine and doing stuff to help a rebellious group against the Empire. I love that he's actually doing this. It is such the perfect way to get him to be where he needs to be for A New Hope, and actually be the Jedi that we know that trains Luke to begin with. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next episode. See ya!